Truly, I am grateful to be sitting here and celebrating 5 years of INDY Foundation. What started as a motto from my late husband Kyle Strand during his cancer battle, a saying that he coined as "I'm not done yet," has turned into something greater than I could ever imagine. Kyle lost his battle with cancer in July of 2017, and one of his dying wishes was to get working on INDY every single day. He wanted to give back much of what was once given to us. Little did he know it would turn into something so much bigger and greater. We've survived a lot of firsts, a lot of triumphs, and even things that we didn't think were possible. When I made the promise to Kyle to continue on his legacy, I honestly didn't really know what I was signing up for. I had never run a nonprofit before. I had never started my own business, but I was determined and had the passion to make his wish come true. I knew it was important to Kyle, and it was also extremely important to me. We wanted our mission to be different. There's a lot of money that is given to research, which is extremely important, but we wanted to make a direct impact on those in the midst of their battle. The people that are struggling to pay their bills, the ones that are cutting back on their hours, maybe lost their job. We wanted them to feel the love and the impact of the INDY mission. And so that's when we came up with the mission of providing love, faith, and financial support to cancer warriors and their families in the midst of their battle. In 2018, we started awarding our first warrior with a $250 check. And we also did a video with the guy standing behind the camera right now, Kyle Berg. Our first meeting was in Rice, Minnesota with the Dieger family. Melissa Dieger was battling cancer. We met her family, we hugged, we cried, and we taped her video. And I really wasn't prepared for the moment of sitting behind the camera and listening to her story, because little did I know it was really a goodbye video to her family as she lost her battle with cancer just a few short weeks later. Our second warrior, Joe Scheffler and his wife Shannon, we actually met at a caribou. They were living up north, but were originally from Sauk Rapids, and we shared a lot of similarities and stories. We laughed, we cried, and a couple months later, Joe passed away from cancer as well. Emotionally, I wasn't prepared for that. I obviously knew what can happen with cancer as I had lived it, but I learned it was part of my journey too. And although INDY was Kyle's dying wish, it quickly became a way for me to channel my grief into helping others. Within 6 months, I had unintentionally met 2 lifelong friends that became new widows. We're navigating the world of widowhood, and we graciously got to do it together. And really, that's what makes us different at INDY. We are all about making that personal connection. Although we provide financial support, there's a lot that goes into a cancer diagnosis emotionally for not only the patient, but also for the family members as well. And we really are a family. We call ourselves the INDY tribe, and we help each other navigate the cancer journey. So what started as a loan, an ambitious board of directors, and a lot of prayers has turned into something greater than I had ever imagined. In 2019, we planned our first large fundraiser, our Bow Ties and Arrows Gala. We had raised around $85,000, I believe. And then in 2020, we were all geared up to do really big things, and then of course COVID hit. And we had to pivot. We had to figure out how to sustain and manage the mission that we had set forth without the large in-person fundraisers. So in 2020, we kind of took a back seat. In 2021, we did a virtual gala, which helped us continue for the months ahead and gear up for something even bigger in 2022. Our organization is 99% volunteer-based. We have a lot of people who dedicate a ton of time and talents to our mission. I'm forever grateful for each and every one of you. Although I always end up being the one sitting here talking, there are a ton of people that actually make our mission possible. And for that, I'm forever grateful. It honestly would not be possible. We wouldn't be helping the amount of people that we're helping without each and every one of you. So thank you so much. Our Bow Ties and Arrows Gala, like I mentioned, we were back in person this year, 2022. We had 365 guests at the Park Event Center in Waite Park. It was a super fun event, and we were lucky enough to put $95,000 in our pockets to continue on our mission and create new programs to better the lives of those in the midst of their cancer battle. We really do 2 fundraisers a year, the gala in March, and then we have our birthday party in August. The birthday party is really a family-friendly event. This year we've also added a golf tournament, so you can golf before, and then you can join the birthday party from 4 to 8 at Coyote Moon Golf Course. This event has games, live music, buffet, silent auction, and lots of surprises as well. As I said, we are celebrating 5 years of the INDY mission. New this year, we have started a couple different programs. We have our emergency gift card fund. Basically, this fund was created because of the rising costs of gas and groceries. We realize a lot of people travel to the area hospitals and cancer centers to get treatments. If there's a child under the age of 18, and really if they live anywhere in Minnesota, they're typically traveling down to Children's in the Twin Cities. We've had warriors that live on the border of Canada and Minnesota that are traveling all the way down to the Mayo Clinic. So any impact we can make directly to them is what it's about. So the Emergency Gift Card Fund, you can find that on our website. We also have our monthly warriors, like I mentioned. Now, what started as one warrior at $250 a month has gone to 2 warriors at $1,000. So we award typically a warrior over 18 and one under 18 with a check and then a video if they're up for it to tell a little bit about their story. Those videos are really used to tell their story, but also we put them on our Facebook page and website, and we put a donate box under it. And under the video, that donate box, that money goes directly, 100% of it goes to the warrior. And one of the coolest things for me to see is some of the totals that come through those videos. I think in May we had our highest total ever for one of our INDY warriors, and she is getting a check from us for more than $3,500 that was raised from her friends and family on Facebook who they want to support her. And so that's really fun to see, and an easy way for the community to give back as well. We also have our backpack program, another program started in memory of Kyle. He would always carry a drawstring bag to his treatments filled with goodies, candy, blanket, water bottle. And so we applied for a grant in 2018 through the Randy Shaver Foundation. We were successful. Our first year we packed and distributed 300 backpacks to Coburn's Cancer Center in St. Cloud. We're rooted in central Minnesota here. But from there, that program has grown. And I actually just looked up today, and by the end of the year, we will have given out 4,435 backpacks to area hospitals all the way as far north as Bemidji Sanford Hospital, to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Children's in Twin Cities, mHealth Fairview, and then of course Coburn's Cancer Center, all of their locations throughout Minnesota as well. Backpack program may seem like a small thing, but it's actually pretty incredible. when you start a cancer journey, there's nothing like, for one, being told the words, "you have cancer." And something as simple as a backpack with a little note and a card, and typically the most favorite thing or the feedback that I get is they love the handwritten cards that we put in there from area school kids. So it just puts a smile on their face. And then really during COVID, we found out that a lot of these people were staying in the hospital by themselves or going to treatments by themselves, and it was a way for nurses to make a connection or for them just to feel like, hey, I'm not doing this alone. So like I mentioned, 4,435 backpacks will be distributed by the end of the year. What's incredible about that is equal to $155,225. So each one of those backpacks is roughly $35 that gets distributed throughout Minnesota. We also have a program called GBL Thrive. That one started last year. It's a partnership with Grandview Lodge, where you can apply to have a free stay, a 3-night stay at Grandview Lodge in Nisswa for you and up to 25 people. It's just a great way to unwind, get away with your family and friends, and enjoy time together. We will be closing those applications August 1st, but this year so far we've had over 100 applicants, which is amazing. We only get to award 8 recipients, but we're hoping that program can continue to grow. So we're grateful for Grandview Lodge and the ownership group there that graciously donates their weekends for others to use. We also, in November, we do 30 days of comfort and joy, and basically during November, during the 30 days of November, you and your family or business can sponsor a day, and that day can be in memory of someone or it can be highlighting your business. But then we take that money and we go in publisher clearinghouse style surprise people with $1,000 checks. So this last year we raised enough money to do surprise 5 warriors with $1,000 checks. That program alone, we have surprised 18 warriors around Christmas time just to make their holidays a little bit brighter. We also support a lot of local nonprofits and area schools as well. So just a little recap on all the awesome things we've done over the past 5 years. I get asked a lot, how do you nominate someone? If you go on our website, we have a tab on top called Programs, and then if you scroll down, you will see all the different programs that we offer where you can nominate an individual. It's pretty simple. The only requirements are they have to currently be battling and they have to live within the state of Minnesota. They can be nominated more than once. A lot of times it's good to do that because we get lots and lots of nominations, and we're picking these nominations based upon what you tell us. So the more stories that we get to read, the more apt we are to select that person. So as we celebrate 5 years of INDY in August, we have to thank our sponsors, our volunteers, our followers, our supporters, our past board members, our current board members, and especially Kyle as well. Each and every one of you have contributed to the success of INDY Foundation. Thank you for wholeheartedly believing in our mission and making it what it is today. We couldn't do it without you. We are giving back big in August to celebrate. Stay tuned for surprises and warriors that we will be awarding checks to. Follow our social media pages because during the month of August, every single day there will be a giveaway. We are basically giving back and supporting those sponsors that have supported us by giving away gift cards to their businesses. It's going to be pretty simple. All you have to do is like, share, comment on the post to be entered to win, and there's some really awesome gift cards, mostly around the value of $50. So pay attention to that. Together, we can share the INDY mission and vision with cancer warriors, their families, and our communities. Thank you for believing and giving back and making the INDY mission possible.